You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. Happy Friday. I am Daniel.
I miss that when he doesn't do it. I'm glad when he remembers. Happy Friday. This is Clint, Locked On Bulldogs, here on Locked On Podcast Network. Daniel, just a random happenstance. Do you know what a DAW is? A DAW is a
Did you look this up recently?
System. I did look this up. I had somebody point out to me that DAW is a thing in the world. Daniel. A DAW. Okay. It is a web application launched by Land Bank in 2018 to reduce time needed to open accounts. So just
do they have different types of DAWs? Like, could you get maybe are there variations of the DAW?
I understand. There are different variations of the DAW.
Okay. All right. Well, I'd be interested to know what some of those were.
Like some breeds of some different DAWs, if you were to do such a thing. Hey, glad you're here with us on Locked On Bulldogs, here on Locked On Podcast Network. We're fans. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. If you're on YouTube or on audio, glad you're here. Daniel and I are two regular guys who are giant fans of UGA, just like you are a giant fan of UGA. So whether your boyfriend is a Clemson fan and you really need to tell him why he's so wrong in life, by the way, tease and piece of that.
Over under on how many days after that game it took before they broke up. There's no way they're still together.
I can't imagine. If they are, wow. Just reach out to us. If they
are, we will send a gift to the wedding. We're in.
100%.
Let us know. Let us know the status, what's going on. We need to know. Also, dude, sorry we can't remember your name.
I can't remember.
Surely he's not still listening to the podcast. At least, surely, at least he's not still listening to the podcast.
We're fans first and foremost, not gurus or insiders by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening. Audio version of the podcast. If you have not found it, it's wherever podcasts can be found. Go subscribe on whatever the podcast listening app of your choice is. Subscribe, leave us a 5-star rating and review. That helps us out a bunch, particularly on Apple Podcasts, so other people can find us. Thank you to all of those of you who have done that. And thank you to everyone who's subscribed to our YouTube channel. It is growing, and it's a new, fun way that it's not, maybe you don't want to watch the YouTube every day, but it's here for you when you want it. So go subscribe to that as well. Locked On Bulldogs on YouTube. All of the episodes are up there beginning, I guess, last Monday. This is our second week. We're finishing out our second week of YouTube.
That's right.
When do we get that little diamond plaque that YouTube sends out to people that I see? I think we have to get 1 million subscribers or something, but I mean, we're well on our way.
Let's go.
If you subscribe, we might hit it. I don't know. So if you're out there listening, go ahead and subscribe so we can get that little plaque. If I ever get a plaque like that, I will take a Sharpie and write Trevi Award on it. I will rebrand it as a Trevi for best podcast host and proudly display it on my mantle. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. As always, we'd love to connect with you. LockedOnBulldogs@gmail.com or hit us up on Twitter @DogsPodcast. All of those are great options for you to connect with us. It's Friday, which means we're excited about another weekend of football coming up. Sir. We're excited to watch Georgia play again at our home away from home here in Nashville, Tennessee. All of you Georgia fans that are listening to this from Nashville, Tennessee, don't get arrested tonight.
Don't do it.
Listen, you're going to want to get arrested. This is me telling you that when you're downtown tonight, there are going to be two scenarios. Scenario one is you get arrested. Scenario two is you don't go downtown in the first place.
There it is.
So make the right choice, Georgia fans. Game tomorrow is an early one, 11 a.m. local. 11 a.m. local kick. So, rest up, be ready.
Get right.
We're out here. Georgia plays Vanderbilt. So Clint, that's what we're going to talk about today on the podcast in the format that we like the most, which is we're going to tell you what we're excited about, we're going to tell you what we're nervous about, and we're going to tell you what you should not sleep on as it relates to this game. So, Clint, I'm going to let you kick us off. What are you most excited about when it comes to the Georgia Vanderbilt game tomorrow?
Here's what I'm most excited about, and it really has to do with my perspective on this team now going forward the whole rest of the season. Okay, so this isn't specific to the Vanderbilt game, but now Vanderbilt's going to be able to allow me to do this much more. Daniel, I have embraced the frenetic pace at which new offensive weapons and players come onto the field, because this I know. In Todd Monken, I trust. Okay. Now,
say it again for the people in the back.
Now, here's what I need you to understand, Georgia fan. We're gonna do a pledge, okay? Can we just? I pledge never to question Todd Monken.
Should I stand?
Again. No, not that kind of. No.
Oh, I see. Okay,
back down with you.
Look, I know my head framed in the right. You need that much room.
I know we are accustomed, Georgia fan, to criticizing the OC and calling him all sorts of name.
And that's been fun for us. We've enjoyed that. That's been a fun life.
Get rid of it. It's gone. Okay? Todd Monken, I trust.
Just throw it out your window.
Just the brownstone window that's up, just out the window that's up. Okay?
That's going to become a regular thing on the podcast.
Here's the deal. Todd Monken, I trust. I trust the frenetic pace of these receivers and the rotation of the running backs and JT Daniels and the offensive line. It's just a blast. So I'm going to sit down. I'm most excited to watch this offense go back to doing what it is now a regular occurrence, which is put up gobs of points.
Yeah, I'm excited about individual players in this game more so than I'm excited about anything else. And I don't necessarily know who the individual players are. You know, you have the list of usual suspects, but the list of usual suspects is so long these days. I mean, 99, 95,
who's going to get a sack? Yep.
88, 4, 19, 41, 17, 16, 29, 11. You throw 11 on that. Like, there's so many dudes on this defense that you could get excited about. But then, like you said, on the offensive side of the ball, I might be working myself up into a dangerous position. I'm going to say that out loud.
Oh, here we go. Do you need some accountability?
I might.
Okay.
Because I think the person I'm most excited about on the offensive side of the ball, if I'm just honest with myself, and I think about watching the game tomorrow, and I think about somebody making a play, I think the person that I'm most excited about on the offensive side of the ball is number 5, A.D. Mitchell. I really like this kid. I really think very highly of this kid. And I think he's going to get more targets this game than maybe he has in his Georgia career so far. He's gotten targets in every game, including Clemson, several targets, drew some pass interference against Clemson, big plays in the game. But I think he's going to get more targets in this game maybe than he ever has before. I think you're going to see him increase that catch number significantly. He might score again. There's going to be plenty of touchdowns to go around, Clint. And so I'm excited to zero in on number 5 on the offensive side of the ball and really watch this kid develop, because I'm not even talking about this year, because this year we got a ton of weapons, but
that's right.
The next couple of years, I really think you're going to see this kid turn into one of the big time Georgia wide receivers. So
not against that at all. Daniel, we're going to come back and talk about what we're nervous for, don't sleep on. But first, I want to let you know about Built Bar. Built Bar is the tastiest protein bar on planet Earth. They have tons of flavors, including cookie dough, which we've just tried. It's fantastic. It's high in protein, low in sugar, high in fiber. Keto approved, post-workout, pre-workout, during workout, on-the-go meal replacement. Built Bar is your place to go get a protein bar that tastes like a candy bar. I've had protein bars for gobs of times. This is the best tasting one, Daniel. I love them so much. BuiltBar.com right now. Get promo code LOCKEDON15 for 15% off your entire order of whatever you get on that site, BuiltBar.com. Nervous.
Well, that's what we're excited about, Clint.
Mm-hmm.
What are we nervous about? You went first last time.
Yep.
I'll go first this time. And sometimes, Clint, let me just behind the curtain here. A little bit taking you into the pre-production, taking you into the world of M-Dubs. The shirt.
Ooh, here we go.
Sometimes when this thing is in front of you,
Uh-huh.
this thing right here, you get on here and there you can feel a need. We try not to do this on the podcast because we are regular fans talking like regular fans talk, and we're not trying to be anything else. We're not trying to look particularly educated or particularly insightful or whatever. But you can feel a need to manufacture something to say, Clint.
Yep.
When what really needs to be said is nothing. I'm not nervous about anything in this game. We're going to beat the crap out of Vanderbilt tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to cover 34.5. I think we will. I don't know that we're going to cover that. There will not be a moment in this game when you are nervous that we're going to lose this game, Clint.
No.
I'm not nervous at the quarterback rotation. I'm not nervous at the running back rotation. I'm not nervous about any of the things that can happen in this game. And let me just say, Georgia fans, we beat Clemson, and we've been on a little bit of a heater. All right, UAB, South Carolina, Vanderbilt. That is a way to start feeling real good about yourself. And Georgia fans, let me just preemptively say, Monday's show is coming up. We're going to be feeling real good about ourselves. You understand? Like, we are now the odds-on favorite to win the national championship in all of the Las Vegas betting markets.
Yep.
We are the talk of college football, even though you still think we're getting disrespected because of the time slots that we're drawing against whatever. I tweeted about that. I don't have time to talk about it here on the pod. Let me just say, those three opponents are a great way to feel good about yourself. But now, Clint, starting next week, Arkansas, Auburn, Kentucky, Florida. These are the next four. Okay. All four of those teams would beat any of the three teams that we had just played, including Vanderbilt, by double digits easily. So, the schedule begins to take shape in the next few weeks. So, I plan to be nervous about a lot of things. But on Saturday, I'm not nervous about anything, Clint.
I'm nervous that for a lot of auxiliary reasons. Yeah, because the answer is nothing in the game. I'm nervous that some of y'all are going to get on the Twitter machine, talk about how Darnell Washington's not out there and Tyke Smith not out there and how disappointed you are that they're not out there. I don't want to see either of them suit up for this game.
No.
I don't want to see them.
No.
I want to see them on the sideline in a hoodie. That's what I want. Okay?
What?
So make that happen.
Why would you want them out there?
I don't understand.
Also, why would you want JT to play the whole game? Speaking of, give JT 2 series. I want to see Brock Vandagriff play. So you got to get through Stetson and Carson Beck so we can get to Brock Vandagriff. And so get JT out of there as quickly as you can. That's what I want to see on Saturday.
Y'all know those people in life, and maybe this is you. And if this is you, Daniel has a number of a therapist for you that you can talk to.
I'm still in the market. One of our
you know
listeners got to be a therapist.
Has to be. Reach out, y'all. You know those people that like continually have things go wrong in their life, and so they do these big, exaggerated like gifts or makeups or and it's like way over the top. I think a lot of us Georgia fans think that's how Georgia needs to be with what's transpired before, like we're cursed or there's a hex or whatever we do, the black jerseys. Oh my gosh, the blackouts. And we think we have to, like, there's going to be this moment that hits that like, oh my gosh, here's the Hallmark movie moment where the snow starts falling and the lights come on. And now it's the makeup scene. Okay. Kirby hasn't done that. Here's what Kirby has done. If this was years prior, we'd be nervous about Vanderbilt at some point. We'd be nervous about a sleeping noon kickoff on the road to SEC before we start a schedule, and there'd be knots in our stomach because something was going to go wrong. I'm not nervous about anything because we don't have the big hubbubaloo of the big event that made up for years prior. We just have, I don't know, a healthy culture and a healthy team that is rock solid and is going to go handle business. That's what we have now. And I go, great. I don't need the huge sign and the huge whatever. We're here, guys. Georgia fan, join us in this. I know some of you like hold on to this like a pig pen in his blanket. You know, they're just like, it's so dear to you. Let it go. It's okay. The water's fine.
Embrace it. You don't want to go through. Well, I'm going to save it for the third segment. We're going to be right back. We're going to tell you what not to sleep on. First, I'm going to tell you about the fine folks over at BetOnline. BetOnline is your online sportsbook expert. They're the place to go to place every wager that you want to place online. Go back to yesterday's show, listen to the Locks podcast, then go to BetOnline, enter the promo code LOCKEDON. You're going to get a 100% match on your initial deposit. That's when you open a new account, make your first deposit. They are going to match it 100% when you enter the promo code LOCKEDON. Go to betonline.ag. Everything you need to bet on NCAA football all weekend. They got prop bets. They got over-unders. They've got spreads, money lines, parlays. They've got all sorts of interesting teasers that you can get involved with. MLB, NFL, whatever sports. Ryder Cup starts today, Clint.
Come on now.
Ryder Cup.
Come on now.
What an event the Ryder Cup is. Just a quick reminder, Patrick Reed is the worst. He's the worst person, but the Ryder Cup is still awesome. You can bet on the Ryder Cup, so get involved in that. BetOnline.ag, they are your online sportsbook experts.
All right, don't sleep on. This is our next segment, Daniel. So what aren't you sleeping on this game?
Well, don't sleep on. Here's what I'm going to turn my don't sleep on into a public service announcement.
Oh,
we're going to go the first ever don't sleep on PSA. So, don't sleep on Georgia winning this game by a lot of points. And don't sleep on somebody in your life trying to give you a reason to not just feel great about it.
Oh,
you understand what I'm saying?
I see.
Don't sleep on somebody that you know coming out of the woodwork, trying to talk to you about how this guy didn't get enough carries, or this guy got too many throws, or this guy didn't get targeted enough, or this guy looked a little shaky on the back end, or this, or this, or this. Listen, let me just tell you, Georgia fans, I think this is the year. My man Clint thinks this is the year. But even if it's not, 1 year is going to be the year that Georgia wins it. And you don't want to spend that entire year frustrated and full of angst. Because when it's over, you think that the best part of winning the national championship is going to be looking back on the national championship. You think because it's been so long or never in your lifetime, you think that the best part of winning a national championship is going to be the time when you get to reflect on it, you get to rub it in Florida fans' noses, and you get to whatever, blah, 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 blah. And that's all going to be great. But the best part of winning the national championship is the ride during the season when you win the national championship. So don't sleep on it being okay to just go out, take Vandy to the woodshed because they screwed us last year for senior night, and we get a little bit of revenge, and we go to Nashville. We have a great time. We go out to Broadway, and we beat the crap out of Vanderbilt, and it's okay. Like, that's all we need to do, and then we come back, and we go and we do it again next week between the hedges against Arkansas. Don't sleep on somebody trying to tell you that it's not okay to just enjoy the win because it's an inferior opponent and blah, 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 blah. But let me just tell you, Georgia fans, it is okay. It's okay. Just be happy that you have the best team in the country. Enjoy it. Don't let it happen without you participating.
Gosh, that's so good. I remember Steve Sable and the NFL films, like after your team won the Super Bowl. I was a huge Niner fan as a kid, and so all the Niner, and then you'd go like game by game, they'd recap the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole point of that is to remember where you were when you watched those games, or the key moments in it. I love that one. Don't sleep on this, y'all.
Okay.
Don't sleep on me finding more ways to talk about how Channing Tindall is the best inside linebacker in college football. Okay. I'm all in. I'm head over heels for Channing Tindall.
We know you're all in. That's not.
Don't sleep on this game. Is going to showcase him immensely, I think. Here's why. This is just pure smash mouth, go crush a weaker, inferior opponent type game, right?
They trying to run some outside zone out here, and Channing Tindall is just having none of it. None of it.
This is going to accentuate the people in our life that sometimes like just everything they touch. There's these freaks of nature athletically, and just things come so easy to them. And this is not a Ole Miss or a Bama or a Florida game where we're going to have to kind of sit back and go, all right, let's read and react, or let's take information in, let's adjust. This is simply see guard, pull, go chase guard, shoot the gap, and murder somebody. That's what this game is all about. Okay. It's instinctual. It is going to be just pure football, like backyard. Okay. That's where Channing Tindall thrives, y'all. Thrives in that environment. Adam Anderson thrives in this environment. Trayvon Walker thrives.
Go on. There's
just so many. There's so many. Lewis Seen thrives. Christopher Smith, he's gonna be just fine. But Lewis Seen thrives. I can't wait to see them just play schoolyard football on the defensive side. And it's again, don't sleep on Channing Tindall continuing to make his way up the pecking order of best defensive player on this defense. It's Jordan Davis. Okay. Like it's the apex
Heisman front runner.
Apex predator. Mm-hmm. And then beyond tier 1 is 8 guys. But within that, they're always kind of changing. Channing Tindall might make in the top 5 very, very soon.
He's coming. For some reason, when you started that and said, don't sleep on me going out and finding, and then you paused, the fill in the blank game in my head started. And the first place that it went was 2 elderly Vanderbilt fans and finishing what I started.
Now, look, here's. I'm not going to start something, but I will finish it. Like
don't sleep.
So y'all, don't sleep on me.
Don't sleep on Clint getting a late flight to Nashville tonight and coming on down. All right, that's it for today's podcast. That's it for this week. Enjoy the Vanderbilt game. Enjoy Nashville if you're in town. We will be back on Monday to talk all about it, break it down, and talk about what we learned and what we enjoyed from hopefully a beautiful performance by our Georgia Bulldogs. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the podcast. Leave us some reviews and comments and thumbs up and all that stuff. And we will see you guys on Monday.
See ya.